Welcome to Thursday. It's the 2nd of September 2021. We're going to have another cool front come through, then a nice Labor Day weekend. Wow, the Labor Day weekend is looking like a winner. But we will have some scattered showers and thunderstorms today. We still have a little bit of moisture left over from the tropical moisture that came in yesterday. And then a cool front will work with that tropical moisture with thunderstorm chances the best tomorrow. But dry, stable air comes in behind that front. And for Labor Day weekend across the entire region, boy, if you're going to go camping, boating, hunting, getting outdoors, the weather is going to be good. Labor Day weekends usually are good, and this one will be no exception. We have quiet weather through most of next week. This is a typical transition from late summer into early fall where you just have some stretches of quiet weather, not much going on. Satellite imagery today showing the water vapor. Look at how the remnants of Nora now getting stretched out quite a bit. The plume of moisture yesterday was over here, and now it's getting pushed off to the east. So this is where most of the active showers and thunderstorms will be today. But you can see there's a little bit of moisture left behind here and a little bit of moisture coming in over here later on. So there's still going to be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms today, but not as many. Now the swirl of clouds up here is a low pressure system up over Alberta. And this is what's going to be coming through as a cool front during the day Friday. And as that comes in, and you can see it right here, you're going to see better chances of showers and thunderstorms. So today's jet stream looks just like this. We got the little ripple there from Nora. And then we've got a trough along the east coast, the remains of Ida. So basically, we're kind of in between systems today. But this guy right here will swing east across the northern tier of the U.S., sending cooler, drier air into the area by late tomorrow and into the weekend. But as this frontal boundary comes through on Friday, there's going to be a good chance of showers and thunderstorms. But as we get into the weekend, this is for Sunday. High pressure builds over Nevada. And what we're going to see is a resurgence of heat, dry conditions, unfortunately, for the West Coast and the desert Southwest. But the winds aloft right here will be coming in more from the west-northwest. Now, the question will be, what is the smoke forecast like as we get into Labor Day weekend? With the winds aloft coming in from the west-northwest, this should help suppress the smoke coming out of California and Oregon and keep it more in the Great Basin and less in the Rockies. Now, for those of you that are west of the Continental Divide, I think you're going to have more smoke than areas east of the divide this weekend, but it should be less for everybody. That northwest wind aloft bringing a dry, stable air mass in. So Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day Monday, we'll be looking at comfortably warm temperatures, some cool nights, but sunny to partly sunny skies. And the only chance for thunderstorms we see over the 3-day weekend will be a couple of isolated thunderstorms in Colorado on Saturday, mainly in southern Colorado, and that'll really be about all. If you were to look at the next 2.5 to 3 days here, the best chance of rain and thunderstorms will be over the northern plains and any areas associated with the remains of Nora and the Pacific cold front coming on in. Most of this happens over the next 24 to 36 hours before the air turns drier. As we get into next weekend, looking further out, the jet stream basically takes a west to east track across the United States. And so when you don't have major dips, when the jet stream is flat like this and you don't have ups and downs, well, you have a fairly benign weather pattern where systems move west to east and they move through quickly, so you're not going to get too much weather. But the high pressure that builds here over the weekend and stays around through the middle of next week does get flattened out a bit by late next week and next weekend. Going out further, as we go out to late next weekend, late in the weekend, into early next week, that's the next trough of low pressure coming on into the western United States. So maybe by next weekend and beyond will be the next chance of showers, thunderstorms, and temperatures trending cooler, and maybe some help here in Oregon and California for some cooler temperatures, higher humidity, and maybe some showers. But from the weekend through most of next week, it'll be a real yawner weather-wise, not much going on. Now, I wanted to show you, we got a new model in, the Canadian model that is produced by Environment Canada. They put out a seasonal model that goes out several months in advance. We'll get new ones coming in here in the next week as we now enter a new month. And what's interesting about this is the 3-month period, September through November. And what is encouraging, and this is something we're seeing on other data as well, is that the Pacific Northwest, Central and Northern California, and parts of the West actually may have above normal precipitation during that 90-day period. Now, that's not normally a terribly wet period, but this is going to really be something that could help a lot in the Pacific Northwest and at least parts of California as we get to the middle of September into October and November. Now, for the rest of the nation, it looks like drier than normal conditions for the Central Plains. Not significantly drier, but drier than normal. And then continued wet along the eastern areas of the United States. But this is something, especially this blue area here, we really, really hope comes together. It's probably a couple weeks away before getting started, but there could be help on the way for the Pacific Northwest and parts of California this fall season. We'll take a look at the European modeling next week when that data comes on in. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll give you a full-fledged forecast with lots of detail for the Labor Day weekend tomorrow. Have yourself a good Thursday, everybody.